Hey there, connoisseurs. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Thursday. It's mid-month, August 15th. Hope you're doing well. In this video, we're going to do some stock analysis on MSOS, ETF analysis. We'll take a look at MSOS ETF. We'll bring up the chart, what to expect in terms of price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. It's a bit choppy at the moment, but medium to long term, it's looking pretty decent here at the moment. Before we get to it, though, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As always, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and you should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. And full disclosure, I do own MSOS. Also, you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And I'm also giving away an annual gold membership to the Pow Group private community and one free hat. All you have to do is just go over here to the community on the YouTube channel, click on community, scroll down, and you just have to drop a comment on this video there. Drop a comment there and you'll be entered for a chance to win, and I'll be giving that away on August 23rd as an appreciation for over 1 million views on the channel. I really appreciate it. Also, just before we jump to the chart on MSOS, I send out the Pow Group bi-weekly newsletter. You can learn more about this on powgroup.ca, pursuitofwealthgroup.com, but essentially it's for the more passive style trader or investor. If you're not part of the Pow Group private community and you want to, maybe you're not looking at the markets daily, you want to look at it, every week or two or something like that, this is a great option for you. You can subscribe to the newsletter. It's only $5 a month. And basically, I go through the broader market. This is just a sneak peek of what I sent out today. I send them on the 1st and the 15th of every month, and I go over the MJ market, I go over the crypto market, and then a conclusion at the end. So I put a lot of work into these as well. And if you want to learn more, like I said, you can check out the website at powgroup.ca. Taking a look at MSOS here on the hourly chart. So it is an hourly bull flag that we're looking at to potentially confirm. And we did hold the 0.32 fib there. And the S&P 500 is actually seeing follow through from an hourly bull flag. So when the broader market, the S&P 500, it's not a guarantee that we're going to see that in individual sectors or names, right? But the fact that the S&P 500 saw a big move up today and inflation numbers were decent and the market responded well to that, the fact that MJ is, kind of in that same arena, right? We're in the same financial realm. So whenever the S&P 500, that's called that's tailwinds, right? If the S&P 500 is going down, it's tailwinds, right? Very simple. So we just take a look at what the S&P 500 is doing. It's already had an hourly bull flag. It's already seeing follow through. It's already reached its target. The target was 550. So then we go over here to MSOS and just even if we look at the S&P 500 and we see, oh, it's an hourly bull flag, we can take that information and go over to MJ and say, what are the odds that we have an hourly bull flag there? That's exactly what I did on the MSOS chart today. And I didn't even look at it, right? I just brought it up for this video, and sure enough, hourly bull flag potential. So in order to confirm it, we need to break 755. And if we break 755, target is 788. That would be the measured move. So that would imply another move of about 4.4%. And we did have a daily bear flag that confirmed, but we didn't quite see all of the follow through from that. So if we just zoom out here, you can see it was a weak bounce on the daily time frame, didn't get above the 0.32 fib, and we came very close to seeing that target met. It was 537, and on this pullback we hit 671. So we came within about 13%. So I'm not ruling out the fact that we could see one more potential leg down, and the S&P 500, what is it, less than 10 points away on SPY from all-time highs. And I mentioned this in my live stream a couple of weeks ago when we had that big crash in Japan interest rates, etc., and recession fears. I said bull run over, and then in that video I said no, I don't believe it is, right? And I said, we're still in a monthly uptrend. It was just a healthy pullback. We knew it was overdue. We knew to be expecting a pullback of that size, right? Almost 10%. But, the talking heads and the media says, oh, we pulled back 10%, and they start to instill fear on everybody. And I said, don't buy into that fear. I said, we're probably going to see another blow off top monthly bull flag on the S&P 500 of 620. And then sure enough, S&P 500 pretty much near all-time highs again. And this should bode well for MSOS and the rest of the MJ sector into the end of the year. I had some people asking me today in the Pow Group private community, how am I going to, how would I envision the end of the year? And, if we get rescheduling, what sort of upside are we going to see from that? It's, at the end of the day, I don't have a crystal ball, and neither of us do. So, none of us do. So it's at the end of the day, we just don't know, right? So you just need to have a plan, buy low, sell high. We don't need to overcomplicate things. I had a great quote actually from the newsletter, and I thought it was great. It's the first time I heard it. So the stock market is filled with individuals who know the price of everything but the value of nothing. Know what you hold and know where we are in the growth story. Like, we're nowhere near the peak amount of growth that we're going to see in this industry, right? And if the US isn't legalized at the federal level, well, like, in my opinion, you should have a long-term account. You should have a short-term account. That's how I'm playing it. I have a long-term account and I have a short-term account. I am not selling a single MJ share in my long-term account until the US legalizes at the federal level. End of story. I'll have a shorter-term account as well with those same stocks, but it's a lot, less dollar value. And then also I have profit levels. So I'm taking profit, let's say I buy Tilray at $1. Well, I'm going to take a little bit of profit at 5. I have another exit at 10, another at 15, another at 20. That's in my short-term account. But in my long-term account, I'm not worried about that. As soon as US legalizes, then I'll sell into that hype and that run up. But I'm not selling. I don't care if I have to wait 3, 5, 10 years. But everybody's different. So you have to develop a plan, right? And again, my plan isn't like, you can't take my plan and make it yours, because I'm not here for taco gains. I'm not here for 100% gains or 500% gains or 1,000% gains. I'm here for those 50xers, those 100xers, right? Like, I'm talking about like from 1 penny to $1 or $2, right? That's what I'm here. I'm here for the life-changing wealth. So get clear on your plan and develop a plan. Have a take profit level, whatever you got to do, right? So on the weekly time frame, though, we are gearing up for a bull cross of the MACD here. So it's looking pretty good. We're still in a weekly downtrend with lower highs and lower lows right now on MSOS. So we'll want to get back into a weekly uptrend ASAP. We still have to form a higher low and higher high. It could be an actual inverse head and shoulders that I just noticed here on the weekly time frame as well. So if we just go here, just get an idea of what we're looking at, it'd be somewhere around there. And then we could come back down to around there and pull back to around 690. And then we look for a potential right shoulder there. And then you can just take your measured move from the low to the high there, and then extrapolate that out. And it said we could see a move back up to around those highs of $10, $10, $11. The measure move saying 1070. On the weekly time frame, we could see a bull cross of the 50 and the 100 weekly moving averages as well. And then we have some runway after 18. So if we can get over that high there at, call it, what's the high of that bounce there? 1137. We've got a lack of resistance till 18. And, you tell me that we get rescheduling. You tell me that we get Florida adult use pass, which I think it will. You tell me that we get Canadian excise tax improvement, and like Canadian LPs are starting to show great numbers as well. Starting to see, big turning of the page there. We're starting to see profitability metrics being hit. And, they're going to be able to sell into the U.S. Germany looking to fast track Pillar 2, excise tax in Canada. You got uplisting, safe harbor, safe banking, things like that in the U.S. that could provide traditional banking access and uplisting to the NYSE and the NASDAQ. Like, again, we just don't know. All of these catalysts could happen one after the other. We could get multiple at the same time. And there's just no telling. We've been in a 4-year bear market, almost 4 years. We could easily go on a 2-3 year bull run. And, that doesn't mean we're going to have 10, 20, we're not going to have 10, 20, 30% pullbacks along the way. In a bull market, you can still pull back 20, 30% in a bull market and still be in a bull market, right? It's natural. It's because it's a very high risk and high reward industry, right? If Amazon today were to pull back 20, 30%, the world would end, right? But because of the low market cap, because of how nascent this industry is, that's just volatility. And we should welcome volatility because that's what we're here for, right? You can't have volatility to the upside without the downside. So I like the fact that we're seeing this weekly 50 and 100 weekly bull cross. That's the first time in history. We did have a death cross as well, so we knew to be expecting some downside as a result of that. And we've already had the 50 down through the 200, and then, like I said, that final flush. That could be our bottom, but I'm not ruling out one potential leg down. And then, we're going to have to get back above all of our daily moving averages and then get above, like I said, 1137, and then it's a lack of resistance up till about $18. But like I said, I think we're going to continue to see some chop over the next couple of weeks, maybe a month, and then I think we could get rescheduling. And then, maybe a month before we see political campaigns really start to push the MJ narrative leading ahead of the elections. And then just think of the spotlight you're going to see from Florida adult use. If that passes, like I said, if a few of these catalysts get, passed together or strung together, there's no telling how high these stocks could go. So hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, smash like. I would appreciate it. Going to net there. It's Rod with Powell Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. And we'll see you again on the next video.